Hi there, my name is Aaron, and welcome to the Color Cinema. We are doing a uh, we're doing a video tonight on the indicator collection that I have here, and the new indicator announcements, as well as the announcements were put up there by Criterion. So, without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Hi there, and to make sure that my shelves were not too bare when I took out those indicator releases, I just put some things right there. Hey there, Alan. Welcome, man. And this is going to go backwards, I guess, because it is not working for me to be able to see. Sorry about that. Maybe I need to get a wool cap or something. Anywho, with all that being said, we're going to go through my entire indicator collection tonight, and we are going to look at the indicator announcements that came out today. There are some good 4K announcements. Some stuff that really excited me, and I'm not going to lie to you, this is some pretty cool stuff. And I do have some pretty cool indicator stuff. Now, I'm doing my box sets. I'm not doing my single releases because, well, to be honest with you, I was looking around for my single releases today, and I can't quite find them yet. I know I had them there for a bit, but we're looking at tonight the box sets, and then we're going to look at the indicator announcements that they put out, as well as the Criterion announcements, because there's some pretty cool stuff that's coming from both companies, and I definitely want to talk about it. And I guess for indicator, we'll start with the box set stuff. I'll give a minute or two for to let people come in. Now, if you've just come to this channel for the very first time, my name is Aaron. This is Call to Cinema. We do Call to Comics as well, and I have a Patreon where we have some brand new series that's starting up. I have a Twitch, which is a tiny little channel that not a lot of people see, and I've got a whole bunch of new stuff coming up. What we're doing tonight is we're looking at indicator. Patch and save now come from one or archives. Well, we will be looking at Criterion in a little bit. What we're going to do first is we're going to go. I didn't know if you guys wanted to do the indicator collection or you wanted to do the indicator announcements first. Either way, we can go. It's up to you guys. As always, this is choose your own adventure. So make your decision on which way you want to go. Anytime now. But with all of that being said, we're just going to start into it. Go right into the announcements first, I think, because I think that's the best way to. You're an indicator novice. Well, welcome, Sean, because we are going to dive in indicator. We're going to look at their stuff. And after I look at the indicator website, I'm going to show you every indicator that I've got in my collection. And there's quite a few of them. And if you like Arrow video box sets, then Indicator is going to be the kind of company for you. Grape's Death Requiem for a Vampire in 4K would be amazing. I don't think anybody would not want to see that. So this video is going to be good for you, Sean. Hopefully it shows you some indicator goodness. Let's dive into Indicator's website. We'll go there first, and then later on we will look at things like this. So let us just dive into Indicator and look at their brand new announcements. They've always got some decent sales going on. If I ever get to the UK again, which I hope is sometime in the near future, and I have moolah on me, I'm definitely going to be buying some indicator stuff and some second sight too. So let's start at their newest announcements. So there is a Blu-ray and 4K limited edition. They do have a decent amount of region-free titles. You can always tell by certain sets that will be region-free. I'd have to check. As we go through, I'll check for you. So now this is Cold Eyes of Fear. Obviously 4K is going to be region-free, Sean, because, it is 4K. Only the real sticklers. So this here is a indicator of 4K. Now, just to give you an idea of what something along the lines of that looks like, to, just a roundabout idea. Let me just see if I can find it here. Because I have a couple. Well, I'll get to it anyway. So I have a couple other smaller box sets. of I have not seen the video yet. Actually, I got a couple of certain minute ones that I got queued up to watch tonight, so I'll check that out. I'll get back to you. Heath always puts up some good points there. That I can tell you. So we're usually pretty copacetic when it comes to things, but this one here is an Enzo G. Castellari film. Cold Eyes of Fear is an excellent little film about the guy that did Inglourious Bastards. It is a brand new 4K HDR restoration for this one from the OCN by Powerhouse Films, which is the parent company of Indicator. There is original English mono soundtrack for people that like to listen to it in English. There has the audio commentary with critics and authors David Flint and Adrian J. Smith from 2023. So it's a brand new audio commentary. Directing fair legendary director Enzo G. Castellari looks back at the production and his experience on working with the actors. An Italian in London, actor Gianni Garco reflects on his role and considers the film's place within his career. The Men in the Editing Room assistant director Gianfranco Amucci recalls a creative collaboration. Lovely John on Ennio Morricone, the DJ and soundtrack enthusiast, dissects the film's experimental jazz score. What's really neat about this is every single one of these here features are 2023 brand new features. They're not something that's being poured over from somewhere else. They're not an older feature. It's not an archival feature. These are all brand new features right here. We get the original theatrical trailer, image gallery, promotional publicity stills, new and improved English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing. That's very important, actually. I have a lot of friends that are hard of hearing, and that's actually a pretty cool thing to have there. Limited edition, exclusive 80-page book with the new essay by Roberto Curti, a career-spanning archival interview with director Enzo G. Castellari, conducted by Mark Wickham, and archival interviews with actor Gianni Garco, a new interview with Giovanni Ralli, archival news reports on the death of actor Frank Wolf, an overview of contemporary critical responses and full film credits, world premiere of the 4K UHD, limited edition of 10,000 numbered units. So that breaks down to 6,000 of those will be 4K UHD limited editions. You do want to, there you go. And 4,000 units will be Blu-ray. This is both for the UK and the US. So it is something you can get that will be going across both regions. I would love to see some Hammer on 4K. It all depends, Ken, on what the elements are like. So I often wonder, like, okay, why didn't they do this film? But it could be, just getting to the film, or just if the elements are available. Next up here is the 4K, and there's also Blu-ray edition of Black Magic Rights. I love this cover, by the way. It is absolutely gorgeous. By Renato Poselli. Here it is with the slip taken off it, the L card. It is a brand new 4K HDR restoration from the OCN by Powerhouse Films. We have original Italian mono soundtrack, audio commentary with critics David Flint and Kim Newman. The seventh art, according to Rolf Brown, far-reaching documentary on the first half of Renato Paulselli's career, featuring archival interviews with filmmaker and his actor collaborator Mickey Haggerty. That's the dad of Mariska Haggerty, as well as new contributions from director and programmer Luca Ria. We got Gianfranco Reverberi on Black Magic Rights. The composer revisits his haunting score. Lovely John is talking about the composer here. We have a Stephen Thrower essay, so that's going to be good on Black Magic Rights. The author and musician analyzes Paulselli's nightmarish cult classic. The alternative, the reincarnation of Isabel. Okay, I've got an old DVD. It's not a very good quality, but I've got an old Redemption DVD of this one. I definitely need this one upgraded. Original theatrical trailer, image galleries, promotional and publicity material, new and improved English translation, subtitles, limited edition, exclusive 80-page book with a new essay by Miranda Corcoran, a career-spanning archival interview with the director by Jay Slater, an archival autobiographical piece, a look at the career of Mickey Haggerty, an overview of contemporary critical responses and full film credits. World premiere. Again, this one breaks down to the same. Hey there, Elvin. Welcome, man. I wish I was visiting Toronto in the near future, and I wish I was rich. Yeah, then with that, I would have some fun in Toronto. There are some top quality scans coming, and Indicator is one company that is known for their top quality scans. Hey, Anthony, welcome, man. It is a great release. I'm very excited about it. Limited edition of 10,000 numbered units with 6,000 4K editions and 4,000 Blu-ray. Again, this is both regions, so you are set whether you live in the United States, Canada, or the UK, or anywhere else in the in Europe, or in my case, North Africa. And we'll look back here at the website in a little bit to see some of the other releases there, because there are some great stuff from Mexico Macabre to the From Hollywood to Heaven, the Lost and Saved film, to the Normand family. One that I truly want, Shiver the Vampire 4K UHD, Two Orphan Vampires 4K is here as well. That incredible stuff coming from Indicator Films. They've really broadened their scope. And to let you know exactly how broadened their scope has become, let's dive back in the Wayback Machine and look at some of their earlier box set releases and show you some of the stuff that I got, because there is a lot of really good stuff here that I definitely think that people should be definitely looking into. The original Glorious Bastards, because Enzo G. Castellari. So I found out about Indicator because my better half really wanted the Sinbad film, and Twilight Time sold out. So we were on Amazon.co.uk, and we saw this set. And yes, so this is the original set. I think there's a disc loose. We got to make sure, not the remake, not the reissue set. That one's okay. That one's okay. I found the culprit. It was the Seventh Voyage of Sinbad. So for those that have never seen one of these sets before, the artwork on these are phenomenal. Unadulterated artwork on the front. Just a body double release. Oh, good release though. This of course has the booklet. I think the reissue set came with the booklet as well. I think. So it's like an 80-page booklet with some great pictures and stills and drawings there. Some fantastic stuff. It even talks about what really is really cool about this is it has an article on the Sinbad movie, the fourth one, that was not made. And that was going to be called Sinbad Goes to Mars. So there's a really cool article on that, which if you got to say, I definitely recommend reading that. It's real fun. It's an amazing set, and I definitely something I strongly recommend. So as soon as we got this set, we sat down, we watched it in a weekend, fell in love with it. I have number 2074 of 6,000. And then Indicator announced that there was another set coming out. And we were mind blown because it was a set that we really wanted. Because we had Sinbad. So somebody that wants Sinbad, is going to want The Wonderful World of Ray Harryhausen. It has 3 films: It Came From Beneath the Sea, 20 Million Miles to Earth, and the 3 Worlds of Gulliver. I have 5,960 of 6,000. And I won't take out the films, but if there's one that you want me to, one box that you want me to open up and take out, let me know as we go through. This is a great set. It was followed up by, no surprise, the second and final Wonderful World of Ray Harryhausen set that they put out. It has Mysterious Island, Jason and the Argonauts, and H.G. Wells' First Man in the Moon. Really cool set. I have 1,404 of 6,000 on this one right here. I won't be able to do all these in order because I'm not quite sure what order some of these came out in. But I do know that the next one that we did pick up was one that was definitely an Aaron set, and that is this one right here. Hammer Volume 1, Fear Warning. It has Maniac, The Gorgon, Curse of the Mummy's Tomb, and Fanatic. 4 amazing Hammer films. I have number 5,138 of 6,000. And what's even better is now we're getting 4 films in a release as opposed to the 3 that we were getting before. again, we get this incredible artwork, and on the inside, there is alternate art for each of the films as well. The Maniac's a really good film, by the way. Very tense. So because we've got a fourth film in here, there's no longer time to the place at this point to put in like an 80 or 100-page booklet. So what they do is every single film gets a long booklet running around 32 pages. So in the end, you're getting 120 odd pages as opposed to the 80 that you're getting with just the regular one. But this was only the first volume of Hammer. There would be more. Oh, yes, there would be more. It's the Hammer Maniac, the early one. Really good films, but this, I don't want to give anything away. Trust me, if you've never seen the Hammer version of Maniac, it's a really good, tense little thriller. It's a black and white one. It's an earlier Hammer film. Before, the... Oh, there is. That's really... And who's in that one again? Let me just see. Because now this was the first one we watched on the set, too. Curran Matthews. We're big Curran Matthews fans in our house. He played Sinbad. Nadia Gray, Donald Houston, Lillian Brous. Written and produced by Jimmy Sangster and directed by Moco Carreras. It's a really good film. And basically the maniac stalks his wife, his daughter, their lover. But like in all of these films, there's always the twist. And we can see the maniac right there. Christopher Lee is in a Hammer Mummy film. He's in the first one. He's not in the Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. That's one of the later ones. Christopher Lee plays the mummy in the very first Hammer Mummy film. The second one they put out was Criminal Intent. People were unsure about this one because it wasn't completely on the horror side of things. Because we got here The Snorkel, which is kind of a thriller. Never Take Sweets from a Stranger, which was definitely a darker story for Hammer to tell. The Full Treatment, and the excellent Cash on Demand. An amazing film with Peter Cushing, a very tense film about these bank robbers that come to a bank that Peter Cushing works at. He's he's this like dedicated, like very serious bank worker. They come in, they tell him, "Hey, we've got your family. You're going to help us rob this bank." It's a really great film. And they did a lot of Columbia releases when they initially started, and you'll see that when we get to some of the film noir stuff that they put out. They followed up with Volume 3, which was a favorite of ours. We got Christopher Lee right here. This is The Camp on Blood Island, Yesterday's Enemy, which I really liked actually, The Stranglers of Bombay, and The Terror of the Tongs. I was a really big fan of The Terror of the Tongs. And this is 5,250 of 6,000. And just in case I missed saying the last one, this one actually is probably my lowest number. It's slightly blasphemous, but as a collector, you do what you do, man. This is number 77 of 6,000. It's probably my earliest indicator release, as number-wise. Keep the ones you want and sell. Well, that's the way you got money to buy more, right? Then they came out with Volume 4, and this one is a really good one, especially if you like the horror stuff from Hammer, the horror and suspense stuff. Because we have here The Revenge of Frankenstein, The Two Faces of Dr. Jekyll, Taste of Fear, otherwise known in the United States as Scream of Fear, and The Damned, otherwise known as, The Damned. The really neat thing about this one is for the very first time in one of these sets, we would get a 2-disc edition. And when I say 2 discs, like the earlier releases had like a Blu-ray DVD. This is not that. This is two Blu-ray discs. One has the extended version plus the extras, and the second disc has the UK theatrical cut of the film on there as well. As you can see, there is a young Oliver Reed right there, as well as he is right here. Michael J. I would love to have the Michael J. Murphy set. I don't have it, unfortunately. But this is a really great set. As far as numbering wise, because some people really like to know that stuff, it's 2,653 of 6,000. I actually have not looked at some of the numbers, so this is my first time finding some of the stuff. There is 6 sets altogether. I only have the first 5. This is Volume 5, Death and Deceit. We get into the Hammer Adventure Tales. We have Visa to Canton, The Pirates of Blood River, really good film, The Scarlet Blade, and The Brigand of Kandahar. So this one is number 4,428 of 6,000. See, Christopher Lee is a pirate right there. It's a really cool release, especially if you like the adventure films. There was also a double feature set for the Robin Hood films as well that Hammer put out, and that also came out from Indicator. I'm not quite sure if that one's still available. If it is, that's something that's on my to get list. This one had the got to tip this back up. Also, if you like the classic horror and stuff like that, and kind of the fun, cheesy stuff, William Castle at Columbia, Volume 1. We have The Tingler, 13 Ghosts, Homicidal, and Mr. Sardonicus. 4 very cool films. But not only that, like there's some excellent stuff on this. Feature-wise, the William Castle story is on here, which was a documentary was done by Jeffrey Schwartz. A critically acclaimed documentary on William Castle, which is really, really good, and I definitely recommend it. This is a great set. I was on Cobweb's podcast, and we actually used that set because we talked about the 13 Ghosts, both the original and the remake. Cobwebs is a great podcast. Yeah, I haven't seen him around in a while, which is a shame. We got William Castle at Columbia Volume 2. Some people didn't get this one because there was more like the more kind of like comedy as opposed to the straight horror stuff you get from William Castle. We got Zotz here, 13 Frightened Girls, The Old Dark House, and Straight Jacket. Straight Jacket alone is worth it, but this is actually a fun little set and definitely better than a lot of people actually realized. But I love this set. I really do. Tom Poston's in a couple of these films. And I'm a big Newhart fan, so and of course Mork and Mindy. So Tom Poston's a guy that I grew up watching a lot of shows. Next up, we have here. So I'm going to go away from the from those types of sets and go into this one right here. This is the Mae West in Hollywood set from 1932 to 1943. Now was when we get a lot of cool releases on here. And here's where they go into doing these slim line cardboard cases. I wasn't sure if I was going to like these when I got them, but when I did, man, were they amazing. And what we have on here is Night After Night, She Done Him Wrong, I'm No Angel, Belle of the 90s, Going to Town, Klondike Annie, Go West Young Man, Every Day's a Holiday, My Little Chickadee, and The Heat's On. With a ton of great features on here and some amazing releases. Let's look at one of these here, just to give you an idea of what these here releases look like when they do these slimmer look. So of course there's always the huge booklet. Well, it's not a booklet, that's a book, man. Got The Heat's On here. But the one I'll show you is My Little Chickadee, because everybody, we kind of know this film. Because it's got W.C. Fields. So it's like this. You open it up, you get more artwork from the film. Get a nice picture as well. And each of these are loaded with features, from documentaries to tons and tons of different things that you wouldn't expect to see in some of these releases. It's a great set, by the way. If you're a fan of like people like Mae West, then you definitely have to get this set. It is the best way to watch these Mae West films. If I can get this back in, I have the what do you call it? Oh, there it is right here. And this one is number 3,366 of 6,000. And this one was a gift, actually. The artwork on this here is absolutely stunning. I have the WC Fields. I wish I did. I don't. Next up is one that I was really surprised came out, and I'm really glad it did, actually. And that is the Fu Manchu cycle from 1965 to 1969. There were 5 films in total that were put out: The Face of Fu Manchu, The Bride of Fu Manchu, The Vengeance of Fu Manchu, The Blood of Fu Manchu, and The Castle of Fu Manchu. The last 2 were done by Jess Franco. Those are probably the lesser quality ones, so to be totally honest with you. The Face of Fu Manchu starts out really, really good, with Fu Manchu being executed. But he comes back. It is an amazing film. This one came with a couple different posters. I think I have one of them here. So I will take it, the one poster that I do have here. I bought this one directly from the company, and because of that, there was an extra poster that came with it. And a lot of these have posters and books and booklets and all kinds of cool stuff. So you'll see right here with the Brides of Fu Manchu. And on the other side, because it's a double-sided poster, you have the Face of Fu Manchu. Amazing stuff, and I'll be honest, I do want to eventually get this put up. There's also like the lobby cards and everything in here. This is number 487 of 6,000. We did go in early and buy this set. We were really worried that it was going to sell out. Like I mentioned before, not everything is big sets. Some of them are smaller and focus on 1 or 2 films. This is one sent by my good friend George, and this is a Dennis Hopper film that I think this one is out of print. At least this limited edition set's out of print, but you can get the regular standard edition, I think. That is The Last Movie. I really, really like this film. It is, I mean, 100%. It is incredible the amount of love and care Indicator put into every single one of these releases. Criterion is called a film school in a box, but Indicator is a company that is actually a film school in a box. You get everything from documentaries to 1.5 to 2 hour long interviews with directors and actors. There's featurettes. There's things from them from different shows. There's little features, short films they made. Sometimes animated things. Sometimes Three Stooges shorts. I kid you not. But this is a really good one. It is The Last Movie. I really did enjoy this film. There's a bunch of stuff on here. Just to give you an idea, this is one movie, okay? This is not like 12 or, 4. There's not 5 movies on this. This is for one movie. There's the Guardian interview with Dennis Hopper, which is an archival audio recording of the filmmaker and conversation, 91 minutes long. That's what we have that. We have a scene missing 50-minute documentary by Alex Cox on the making of Last Movie. Some Kind of Genius, a 30-minute documentary by Paul Joyce on Dennis Hopper. Postcards from Peru, new interviews with members of the Peruvian cast and crew, 8 millimeters on 8 millimeter set footage, 10 minutes of sound footage from the set. The Dick Cavett Show extract from the show talking with Dennis Hopper, restoration demonstration, the product reel, original theatrical trailers, 2018 UK re-release trailer. It's incredible. And along with that, you get the booklet, and you do also get on here as well a poster. And I am definitely going to open this up and show you guys because it is impressive. We get the Last Movie poster, including the original. And that's for one movie. It's near and dear to my heart, too. I love this film. The other one, and this is one I'm extremely proud of because this was really hard to get to because it sold it really, really quickly, and he kept putting up the amount of copies that there was. This is number 8,933 of 10,000. Night of the Demon. If you can't get this edition, go out and get the big edition of it. Get the standard edition. Either way, Night the Demon is a movie that is really, really good, and it should be in your collection. Look, see that? This is her screaming if you don't have this movie in your collection in some form or another. There's again the poster is here, double-sided poster. Um, we have a ton of special features. And when I say a ton, I mean a ton. There are two. This is a two Blu-ray set with not one, not two, not three, but four different cuts of this film included on this set. And you think, well, there's four cuts. I guess there's not room for anything else. Oh no, there's documentaries, there's analysis, there's featurettes, there's video essays. Night of the Demon is such a good film, and it deserves to be in everyone's collection. He also put out Samuel Fuller at Columbia set from 1937 to 1961. It's a really great portrait of the artist Samuel Fuller, who was an amazing director. What's really great about this is it doesn't start with his directing work. It starts with his writing, and we get to see movies written by Samuel Fuller and movies directed by Samuel Fuller. So you see basically the progression of Fuller as an artist and and the frustration of not getting everything that he basically not getting his movies out there the way that he wanted them when they're being written. So he said, you know what, I don't care if I have to go out there and just he does it like what I guess Cassavetes style too, or Fuller style is he would go out and say, I'll make them independently, free from the studio, just as long as I keep creative control. He did not want to lose that. Speaking of great directors, there is Bud Boddicker and the Randolph Scott, Five Tall Tales. We got Tall T, Decision at Sundown, Buchanan Rides Alone, Ride Lonesome, and Comanche Station. Incredible Westerns. Even if you're not a really big fan of Westerns, this is one of those where I say, take the leap and get the set. It's a really good set. And it's definitely not your typical style Westerns. It's not your John Wayne style stuff. There's just something special about this set. There is an amazing Guardian interview on here with Bud Boddicker. There's a John Player lecture with Bud Boddicker as well. So you get two huge interviews with the director, and that's not including everything else that's on here, including Super 8 versions of certain films. But again, this is 4,006 of 6,000. Next up is, and I put these what you call it inside for this one, so I can't remember. It's in here somewhere on the discs. But I gotta take this out because this is gonna bug me. Nope, it's good. This is the Norman J. Warren set, and it's called Bloody Tear. I was worried that the thing was gonna rip, so I put it inside. But this includes Satan's Slave, Prey, Tear, Inseminide, and Bloody New Year. There is a ton of features on here. I love Norman J. Warren stuff. Fantastic director. And unfortunately, he's passed on now. But I'm super stoked to have every one of those in my collection. It does. It is Tear. That's exactly what it is. Speaking of John Ford, though, we do have a John Ford one here, no, but not John Ford Westerns. Nope, we have John Ford at Columbia from 1935 to 1958. The films we got here are The Whole Town's Talking, The Long Gray Line, Gideon's Day, and The Last Hurrah. So there's some really cool films on here. Some great stuff, some great featurettes. Really did love this. And again, it was a gift from a viewer, and it was really fun. No, this is one I bought myself because he did like a half price sale. Double featuring Ned the Minotaur. Here is a beautiful set. I know Criterion put out a set too, but for me, this is a superior set. I'm going to put it out there. And this is Marlene Dietrich and Joseph von Sternberg at Paramount from 1930 to 1935. We have Morocco, Dishonored, Shanghai Express, Blonde Venus, The Scarlet Empress, The Devil is a Woman, and this is 2,918 of 6,000. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous set. Just again, like to show you just one of these. The artwork on the inside is amazing. Gary Cooper. You can't go wrong with Marlene Dietrich. scans on these are fantastic. This like film on its own like included a Sam Deegan, Ket Ellinger commentary, so you know that's going to be good. An introduction by Nicholas von Sternberg, the son of Joseph von Sternberg, discussing Morocco as well as his father's other early films. The Art of Joseph von Sternberg. We have a Lux Radio Theater, The Legionnaire and the Lady, radio adaptation of Morocco with Marlene Dietrich and Clark Gable. So, doing the Gary Cooper part. Incredible stuff. Let's do this in the right order. And if you're a film noir fan, Indicator has got your hookup. They put out 5 Columbia Noir box sets and 1 Universal. I'm missing one. You'll see soon what that is. Right here is Columbia Noir Volume 1, Escape in the Fog, The Undercover Man, Drive a Crooked Road, 5 Against the House, The Garment Jungle, The Lineup. Excellent films. Number 4,716 of 6,000. They have some great stuff on here. World War II documentaries, Three Stooges shorts, some great outdoor commentaries on here as well. Just a bunch of amazing features. Columbia Noir Volume 1. Now, they followed that up with Columbia Noir Volume 2 with Framed, 7-Eleven Ocean Drive, The Mob, Affair in Trinidad, which I love, by the way, Tight Spot, Murder by Contract. This will be Affair in Trinidad right here. This is 5,660 of 6,000, and it is just filled with amazing stuff. It is incredible. Next up, we have Volume 3, which is Columbia Noir Volume 3, Johnny O'Clock, The Dark Past, Convicted, Between Midnight and Dawn, The Sniper, and City of Fear. This was given to me by George, and for sure this one, George here, you know for sure. 3 and 4, I think, were given to me by George. And Columbia Noir Volume 4 is Walk a Crooked Mile, Walk East on Beacon, Pushover, A Bullet is Waiting, Chicago Syndicate, The Brothers Rico. Amazing stuff. So you're in Volume 4, and you think that when you get to like Volume 3 or Volume 4, like you're getting padding, you're getting films that aren't as good as the earlier volumes. Not the case at all. There's great stuff on here, especially things like The Brothers Rico. There's a 5th volume, which deals a lot with Humphrey Bogart stuff. We'll see that when we go back to the website. But they also came out with Universal Noir Volume 1. So now we're getting Universal titles from them as well. We have The Web, Larceny, Kiss the Blood Off My Hands. Don't you just love that title for a film? Abandoned, Deported, Naked Alibi. Incredible stuff. 1,826 of 6,000. There's just such amazing stuff on here. And with that being said, let's go back to Indicator. Let's look at their website. And but first, let me take a drink. I want to know the box sets I don't have. And if you've never been here before, like, share, subscribe, do all that jazz. And if you want to super chat or donate, it helps out the channel a lot. And right now, it's been a lean time, so appreciate it. But either way, you're hit the thumbs up and all that good stuff. And we're going to dive right back into the indicators stuff. But before I do that, let's take me off the screen. All right. And we're going to go right into indicators. There's the 3 for 21 on badge products, no code required. But what we're going to do is we're going to dive into their box sets stuff. I'm going to just see some stuff that I don't have. So we're going to go right back to the beginning, let you guys know exactly like what there was. So that's sold out. So the Sinbad, the Ray Harryhausen's, the first 2 volumes of Hammer, the 5 Tall Tales, Samuel Fuller, Volume 3 of Hammer, Volume 1 William Castle, all gone, all sold out. Unless you reissue those. But you can buy them separately with like if you only want 1 or 2 of the films in the set. They do break them up afterwards and sell them separately too. Kind of like we had on here. So Volume 2 of William Castle at Columbia is still available. Bloody Tears, unfortunately, out of print. as is Marlene Dietrich and Joseph von Sternberg, and Volume 4 of Hammer. Volume 5 is still available, Death in the Seat. The John Ford at Columbia is still available. The Fu Manchu sold it fairly quickly as well. 1, 2, 3, the first 3 volumes of Columbia Noir are sold out. Number 6 for Hammer is the one set I need that I don't have, and I'm very nervous that I'm going to miss out on this one. This has some great stuff. So this one here has Shadow the Cat, Captain Clegg, The Phantom of the Opera, and Nightmare. So we got some John Gilling, some Peter Graham Scott, some Terrence Fisher, and Fetty Francis. Terrence Fisher, of course, is the Hammer director, the one that you really, really want to look at. And just look at this amazing artwork. So let's look at this. So we see that's from Captain Clegg. This is art for Shadow the Cat, Phantom of the Opera with Herbert Lom, and of course, The Incredible Nightmare. Such great artwork on these here titles. Up here, you can see you can still get Columbia Noir Volume 4. Mae West and Hollywood, I definitely recommend that one. That's here as well. There's the reissue of the Sinbad trilogy. 100% recommend this one. Like 4 amazing films on here. Even includes the limited edition booklet that came with the original, I think. So, that's super cool. That's actually really cool. We got here's one I don't have, Stanley Long's Adventures. They were kind of like the 70s, kind of lighthearted sex comedies that they did. They weren't anything too raunchy, actually. Adventures of a Taxi Driver, Adventures of a Private Eye, Adventures of a Plumber's Mate. They're fairly kind of tongue-in-cheek. We have the Pimini organization here, limited edition 1972 to 1974, which includes Hunted, Assassin, and Moments. So it's a 3-film set written by Michael Sloan, who of course wrote The Caller and created Equalizer. There's Volume 5, the volume that I don't have, the one I was telling you about. It is Columbia Noir Volume 5, Humphrey Bogart with Dead Reckoning, Knock on Any Door, Tokyo Joe, Sirocco, The Family Secret, The Harder They Fall. It is just such an amazing, and look at just that, just such a minimalistic, amazing picture of Bogey. We have the Robin Hood at Hammer set with Sword of Sherwood Forest and Challenge for Robin Hood. Both, of course, starring, I think, Richard Green. And I think Peter Cushing is one of these too. Universal Noir Volume 1 is here. One of the more recent ones, I was just mentioned on here, Magic, Myth, and Mutilation, the micro-budgeted cinema of Michael J. Murphy. This is when it really turned the corner to doing some very different stuff with their box sets. Nobody expected this one. I don't think anybody would have expected them, like especially Indicator to put out this one. It is films from 1967 to 2015. It is an incredible set with some great stuff on there. It is a 10 Blu-ray set with film after film after film. A documentary runs 3 parts, gives you a feature-length documentary as well. Just such amazingly differently unique films on here. And followed up with one of my better half's favorites, and I'm surprised we don't have this one. It's Enter Santo, the first adventures of the Silver Masked Man. So we get the first 2 Santo movies here, Santo versus Evil Brain and Santo versus Infernal Men, and both from 1961. Done much in the way that the Night of the Demons set is done. And of course, the 2 that are coming out that I want so badly, From Hollywood to Heaven, the Lost and Saved films of the Rahman family. Probably one of the most wanted things in my collection, not in my collection right now, is this set right here. Just because it is so uniquely odd and weird and strange and wonderful. It has 13 films, art cards, a 100-page book, tons of special features. Anybody that's ever watched Cinema Snob is going to want this set. And of course, another amazing set here, 4 Sinister Tales from the Alameda Films Vault from 1959 to 1963, Mexico Macabre. We have Black Pit of Dr. M, The Witch's Mirror, The Brainiac, which I'm sure most of you is the one that most of you guys know about. And of course, The Curse of the Crying Woman. You gotta love that. And look at this artwork on this stuff here. So let's dive into these here. So we have the black. Hey, Josephine, welcome. Sure Thing's a fantastic film. This is, of course, this Brainiac. The artwork on these are amazing. It's just something worth having and owning in your collection. It's nice to see that they're starting to put out these 4Ks. There's four Ks. So it's really early on, and 24 pounds is not a lot for a 4K. So especially a 4K edition that's done in the style of their limited edition sets. Um, Definitely worth owning. Hey, Gustin Arcade, welcome, man. Brainiac is definitely the sillier, but it's such a fun film. Um, let's look there at their 3 for 20. So these are films that like don't have the booklets. They're ones that are the standard editions because every one of their films, even the regular editions, are limited editions, so the booklets are gone. Once the booklets are gone, then they often reprint when they can versions of the film without the booklet, and without like it's not numbered or anything like that. But we have some amazing stuff here in the 3 for 20 section. I remember Sinister Cinema, man. They're not around anymore, are they? I love that their logo with the kind of like the moon and the bat. Got things like see like here you can see 13 Ghosts, Get It On Someone here 10 Rillington Place. Age Consent is an excellent film by Michael Powell, starring James Mason and a very young Helen Mirren. We got Berserk here from Joan Crawford. Bloody New Year if you like the Norman J. Warren stuff. Blue Collar is a really good film by Paul Schrader. Probably one of Richard Pryor's best that he ever did. What's really nice on here. Thank you, Anthony. I really appreciate that, man. You have a great weekend too. Thank you, Anthony, for being the our first donation of the month. I think of this year month, of my birthday month. I got lost for a second. I hit the wrong button. Sorry about that. And let's get back to it. Yeah, there was. I remember there was a Powell like double feature set, which had Age Consent and another film on it, which I do own actually. But I definitely want to get their edition. This one here, Paul Schrader as the Paul Schrader BFI Masterclass. The filmmaker presents a fascinating summary of the many issues and ideas he explored in his screenwriting class recorded at the National Film Theatre of London. Paul Schrader was recently here in Morocco. Um, I didn't get a chance to meet him, but he's because the guy's getting up there too. But yeah, he was here for the Moroccan Film Festival, the Marrakesh Film Festival. We got Body Double here, Bunny Like is Missing, Breakout, Cash on Demand. This is a great film. Yeah, if you don't even have the Hammer films, Cash on Demand is a really great film. It was on you. That's it. I'm sabotaging your computer. Charlie Varick is another fantastic film here. We got Christine. Who doesn't love Christine? Cisco Pike, one that was really championed by Brian from Just to This podcast and Just to This YouTube channel. Some of the great stuff by Randolph Scott and Bud Boddicker. Now that sets out of print, we got Comanche Station, Decision at Sundown here. Endless Night, one that I really like, and I love this here cover art for it. Eyes of Laura Mars. I recently picked this one up because I was worried I was going to get it, so I found the Milk. Oh, excuse me, Mill Creek edition. Um, and these, remember, anything that I'm showing you right now here is 3 for 20 pounds. So when you're looking at this stuff, you can pick up 3 of these releases here for 20 pounds, which is actually a pretty damn good price. Gumshoe is here. Ghosts of Mars. I'm still not a big fan of this one, but I love Happy Birthday to Me, and I did get this one on my birthday. Dragon Wick, you have great taste, man. Uh, that's a fantastic one. Force 10 from Navarone with an amazing cover there. Fragment of Fear. We got Hardcore, which is a really good, but a really definitely a hard watch film. Homicidal, another one that I really love by William Castle. Housekeeping, I think is underrated. Inseminite is here from Norman J. Warren. We have Mad Dog Morgan. Little Murders with Elliot Gould is here as well. Came from Beneath the Sea, which of course is a good old Harryhausen stuff. Maniac, which is the one I mentioned. Ministry of Fear. I have this from Criterion. It's a really good film, actually. We have Modern Romance. Morocco, you can get it on its own now. Mysterious Island is here. Prey is here. Night Tide. This had a nice edition, actually, that I missed out on. I'm kind of sad I missed out on that one. When your coach husband looks like Elliot Gould, that's kind of cool, man. Road Games, and they did put out the definitive. There was a limited edition, and I kicked myself for not getting it. But the limited edition of Road Games, their version of Road Games is the best looking version of Road Games that's out there. I know there's a Scream Factory edition out there, but if you choose one edition of Road Games to get, this is the one. We have some Samuel Fuller Storyteller Volume 1, where they take some of the movies from the Samuel Fuller set. We have Volume 2 right here, so you can get more of the films. Mia Farrow and See No Evil, a fantastic title. Shanghai Express is here. Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger. Modern Romance. Did I miss that one? We got Sweet Charity with Shirley MacLaine. Suddenly Last Summer. Taste of Fear, or you know, Scream of Fear. Some people know it. We have things like The Terror, 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T, which is a Dr. Zeus film. You can get some of the Fu Manchu ones on their own, like The Blood of Fu Manchu. Anderson Tapes is here. The Big Heat with Glenn Ford, who my dad is actually named after. Got things here like The Border with Jack Nicholson, fantastic film. Camp on Blood Island is here. We got China Syndrome, The Collector. This is one of the ones that I have as a single edition. I had this one and I love this film. Terrence Stamp is really, really good, really scary in this film. We have things here like Chris Mummy's Tomb, The Damned. If you're a Woody Allen fan, The Front is here. The Full Treatment, Golden Voyage of Sinbad. Lady from Shanghai. Again, love this movie. Love, love, love this movie. The Gorgon, the standard edition for the last movie is here. Legacy. The Mind of Mr. Soames. The Mad Magician, which by the way has a 3D. If you're collecting 3D films, this has a real 3D version on here. This is a neat one because it's a Vincent Price film. It has and not only is it in 3D, but it has two Three Stooges 3D shorts on here as well. So super cool stuff. Hey there, Coach. Welcome, man. I definitely do. Cold Eyes of Fear is an excellent little title, and the other title there, which oh God, forgetting the name already, but you probably know it if you've seen it, because in North America it came out in the Redemption label under the name the Resurrection of Isabel. So if you like that film, then that's the same film. But £24, £25 really for a 4K limited edition release is a really good price. Yes, I remember that. Actually, the first Blu-ray release of Happy Birthday to Me too also had that like temp like disco score. Some people actually like that score so much, Sin Arcady, that in later releases of the film, you got to choose between the original score and the new temp disco score. I have the new Centurions here. The Odessa File is here. Scarlet Empress, Marlene. I love Marlene Dietrich. The Snorkel title, the the box doesn't look the greatest. It's a great film. Stone Killer with Charles Bronson. It just goes on and on with so many great films. The Walled One is here. Torture Garden. I do have this one. This is a great release. To Sir with Love. Definitely want to get down the road. The movie made me cry. Wolf is here. Yesterday's Enemies. Young Winston. So many good releases. And before I go, what I want to do now is just take a quick look at Criterion's announcements, because Criterion made some announcements here today as well. And I do want to dive into that. But for those that just came in, I'll let you know right now that I do definitely recommend the Black Magic Rites, aka Resurrection of Isabel and Cold Eyes of Fear. If you got a 4K player, 4K edition is the way to go with this with these here. It's 24 pounds as opposed 25 pounds as opposed to 20 pounds. It's only 5 pounds in the difference. Really, they're both nice sets to have. And I definitely do recommend the Shiver of Vampire and Two Orphan Vampires as well. Such great releases. Now let's look at Criterion. Criterion had some announcements here, and here's one of the big ones that I wanted to talk about, and that's Pasolini 101. So Pier Paolo Pasolini, definitely a controversial figure when it comes to film, but this is a big release, guys. This is one of their big releases. Oh, the picture quality in Happy Birthday to Me from Mill Creek is really good. They have, depending on the version that you got, there's you have both from there. The original score is fantastic. Yeah, it does. Like Ormond is getting set. Don't you just love that? So films in this set right here. This is a Pasolini set. We got, and I do apologize ahead of time for the mispronunciation of a lot of this stuff. A Catone, 1961. I'm gonna say that's what's called. Mama Roma from 1962. Love Meetings from 64. The Gospel According to St. Matthew from 1964. The Hawks and the Sparrows from 1966. Oedipus Rex from 1967. Teorema from 1968. Porcel from 1969. Medea from 1969. And the 101st anniversary of his birth, that we're getting this incredible set. Looks like it's going to be done. I wonder if it's going to be these big oversized sets. It is going to be $200. It's a 9-disc set, and it's a bit of a shocker. Yeah, does it say 101 after all? There you go. 9 films. Next up, we have Medicine for Melancholy here. I love this artwork. And it's a film by Barry Jenkins, done in 2008. The newer films I don't know as well as the older films. I may have seen this, but for the life of me right now, I don't remember this. But it just intrigued me. I read up about it, and I'll just let you know what it's about. I'll read it out here and see if it intrigues you. So, where a one-night stand between two young bohemians, Micah and Joe, spins off into a woozy, day-long affair marked by moments of tenderness, friction, joy, and intellectual sparring as they explore their relationships to each other, the city, and their own blackness. Shooting on desaturated video, Jenkins crafts an intimate exploration of alienation and connection graced with the evocative visual palette and empathetic emotional charge that has come to define his work. I have been very few places in the States, but I would love to go to San Francisco. We have The Servant here from Joseph Losey, from 1963, with James Fox and Dirk Bogarde. I love this cover too. We have a 4K for Time Bandits. Yes, it is true. Time Bandits is getting a 4K. I wonder if it'll get that lenticular slipcover that the original version of Time Bandits had. This is a film that I saw in theater, and it's a great little film. Well, depends on what part of the U.S. you're in. A lot of people that came from the U.S. either came to Vancouver if they're over near there, or they came to Ontario, which is usually one of those two places. And sometimes New Brunswick. Born in San Francisco. I would love to go there. One 4K UHD of the film presented in Dolby Vision HDR, which is fantastic, and one Blu-ray of the film with special features. Some great stuff. I really love Time Bandits. It's such a weird, unique film that only Terry Gilliam can make. And the last one on here is The Rules of the Game. And I do have like a DVD edition of this one here because I have a set um, by this director. But it is so incredible to see this stuff here. And the big one, of course, is the Pasolini 101 set. Time Bandits on 4K is fantastic. Rules the Game, The Servant, and Medicine for Melancholy are all great releases. But this set definitely is something that stands up. There's been some amazing sets coming out this year, from Pasolini's 101 to things like Mexico Macabro and From Hollywood to Heaven, and of course the recently announced box set from Severin Films, which is the what's it, Danza? Is it Danza Macabre? Um, Such amazing stuff, and I guess it's officially the 17th right now. Especially where I'm at. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Is anybody here going to watch a Leprechaun movie today? God, what a horrible accent that was. I recommend not watching Leprechaun Origins. Just putting that out there. Or Leprechaun in the Hood Part 2. That wasn't very good either. But with all that being said, thoughts on Darby O'Gill and Little People. I really love the film. If it wasn't for Darby O'Gill and Little People, I don't think that we would have gotten the Sean Connery James Bond. So you can thank Darby O'Gill and Little People for that. I do have the movie in my collection. Secret of Rowan Inish and drink a Guinness. Oh, there's a really good beer that I used to have. It's not around anymore. I think it was. I'm not sure if it was discontinued or just didn't do it. And didn't import it anymore. But it was such a good beer. My name is Aaron. This is the Cult of Cinema. As always, it is my pleasure to come in here and talk to you guys, to go through my collection, to look at upcoming releases, and there is so much more coming up. Uh, I have Cinema Dave coming on here very, very soon. I had to talk to him. I actually got a message from him on Twitter. I didn't even notice it until I got on here today, and I got to talk to him because I want to get him on this channel very soon, as well as getting him on this channel to co-host the big reveal for the Vinegar Syndrome halfway to Black Friday pre-order coming out on the 24th. So you can watch that here on my channel with me and Sim Dave. And then you can take it over, if you're a Patreon member, if you're a Crimson Cult member, over there where we do the big reveal show, which is going to be incredibly insane. I started two brand new series, um, My Life in Cinema and My Life in Comics, that are 5 episode series that started this week, exclusive to the Patreon if you want to check that out. But anyway, if not, meet me on here. Let people know that you watch it. Share, like, subscribe, all that jazz. But above all, have an amazing day. And a special shout out to the people that keep this going right now, especially. So I have to thank my patrons again because if I without you guys, honestly, to be I don't know if this channel would be able to keep going. Hi there. I want to give a special shout out to my amazing patrons. You guys are awesome, and I cannot wait to see you guys in the Crimson Cult again, where we can actually do some cool live chats. We got a lot coming up, and if you want to join this incredibly awesome group of people that you see scrolling down below, the link's down below. This is still one of my favorite sets in my collection. I just really wish that we get a Blu-ray. See you soon.